This is Information Station JW back with you on another episode. So glad to be with you guys again. We got a very special segment for you on today. I'm on site in Memphis at the Cup of Tea, my Cup of Tea distribution house. This basically is the place where this business produces some very, very good tea. And I had to come and see about this place and see what is going on over here, and come to find out that this place is not only a place that produces tea, but they also have a mission here that they have for the women. So we're going to find out some things today and get some information on what exactly this place is, and more importantly, how they are producing this great product. So we are going in. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. And how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
And your name?
My name is Sheryl Henderson.
Sheryl Henderson.
And welcome to My Cup of Tea.
My Cup of Tea.
Yes.
Great. Lovely. And so tell me, Sheryl, what is your position and or responsibilities in this magnificent building and this business?
Okay. Well, I actually have multiple job or responsibilities at My Cup of Tea. Right now, what I'm doing is entering payroll. Okay. Because I do assist in the administrative part of My Cup of Tea.
So you're gonna cut my check?
Maybe. Okay. But anyway, most importantly is I sell tea. Okay. My Cup of Tea, our teas are, I would say, the best in the world. I would say the United States, but I'm going to say the world. Okay. We have a great small social enterprise here that is helping transforming the lives of women of Orange Mound. Yes. I grew up in Orange Mound, okay? Mm-hmm. And so what I really love about this company is that because it is based in Orange Mound, mm-hmm. it is giving ladies hope, dreams, determination, stability, and jobs, okay? And overall, just love, okay? Because out in the world, it's a loss of that. But coming here has made a difference in my life as well as the other women that work here. Okay. So serving tea, selling tea, being in the production of great tea has made a great impact and difference in my life.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for that information. And I'm going to go over here to my left, Debbie Hart.
Hello, Jonathan, and welcome to 823 My Cup of Tea Production House, where we're going to tour you today of all things tea. And you have met my lovely mini-me as far as my administrative, here at My Cup of Tea, I think the most important thing for me as a momager, because I'm a mama to all of these lovely daughters here, but I'm also the manager of My Cup of Tea, but trying to replicate me on all levels of management, because I am here to empower these ladies, figure out their gifts, abilities, and talents, and where I see them thriving is where I offer them positions. And you began with Sheryl, who has taken over a lot of the administrative functions that I do as manager of My Cup of Tea, and just to empower her with the accounts payable, accounts receivable, payroll, all of my spreadsheets and all. It's just been very valuable to have someone with that type of skill set to come in and take over those responsibilities off of me, so that I can continue to do and train and build up the other women in the areas of their expertise. So this is where we take care of the office administrative things. Okay. And now I'm going to walk you through to our new product development room. And what takes place in here, Jonathan, is we have lots of product that we put together in a gift capacity. Sandy and April are working on our getting us ready for a holiday market that we're about to go to at the Hope Market at the end of September. So they're working on some Christmas products that we're cute little tins with their name and dressing them up for the holidays. Okay. So this is our line of Hell Sugar and Rock Sugar that we were working on for gifts, and you'll be able to get these fine sugars for your holiday gifts, and it makes a great gift because, a lot of times we're looking for something that's really unique that no one else has. Well, I think that this product definitely speaks to that.
Very unique. Very unique.
All right. So as we roll through here, you can see our website information is right here on the wall.
There you have it for the viewers.
Shop My Cup of Tea.
You want to get some of this fine product? There you go, right there on the wall. ShopMyCupOfTea.com.
And as you make your way here, this is our kitchen area where we do all of our prep for farmers markets or shows where we actually make our tea here in-house and take it out for our customers to have a little sip. We find that if you make tea and offer tea as a sample, that is the thing that will draw our consumer, our customer base to purchase that tea. We'll allow them to smell the tea. We have the sniffer tins, and then we allow them to taste. And then after they taste the tea, they are sold, and they want a part of that. Now, I want to bring your attention to these beautiful teacup chandeliers that we've created. We have them down at the resource center, and we have them here in the house. 2 here in the kitchen and 1 here in this room. And these teacups were gifts. If you really came in close with your camera, you'd see that some are chipped, some are cracked, some are not able to be used as far as drinking, but we kept those and repurposed them because we found that just like these beautiful cups that are that can no longer be used to drink tea out of, they serve a very useful purpose and very decorative to make these beautiful teacup chandeliers. You know, Jonathan, all of us are broken, and all of us have cracks in our lives, and as we come here together and we grow with one another and we begin to hear each other's stories, we find that God is taking the brokenness and the fractures that you see in these teacups, and we're just like those teacups, and God continues to mold us and make us into His likeness, and with each other's help and the sisterhood that the tea company and the house provides, we are building up, edifying, loving one another, praying for one another, holding each other up, so ultimately we become cupbearers of each other's lives as we live and grow and work together day to day here in our company. This is the production room, Jonathan, and here in this room we have, this is where all the production of our tea and the packaging of our tea takes place. We have over 40 different varieties of loose tea online that you can purchase that come in a 4-ounce tin, which lends to about 30 to 35 cups of tea. We also carry about 18 varieties of iced tea. And we're very excited because 2 weeks ago we did a press release on all the new packaging. Our packaging is about to change that really speaks to the story of My Cup of Tea, but we also have some really neat names that we as a creative group got together, and hopefully as we get out into the marketplace and we go national, Memphis is well known. So we're hoping that the names that we've chosen for our new brand will speak to those on the West Coast, the East Coast, North and South, and all points in between. And when they hear that, they'd be able to relate that new branding to Memphis. Like we have the Bluff City Chai, and you can see the beautiful bridge in the shape of the M.
Yes.
We have the Orange Mound Porch Peach, which Orange Mound is the oldest African-American place. And over here, you can faintly see BB silhouette in the background, the guitar Lucille. And this is what we call our South African Rooibos blend Memphis After Dark. It's chocolate mint and it tastes just like a Andes candy or a Girl Scout thin mint cookie.
Okay.
Then over here, another one is our Riverboat Queen Strawberry Green. This is a nice green tea blended with papaya and strawberry. It's luscious. And each one of these boxes holds 20 luxury pyramid tea sachets, which lend to a double steep. And these are also eco-green friendly and are made from cornstarch and can be used in our compost piles or around our flower beds and gardens.
Okay.
Now, the lovely ladies here at this table are working on, I believe, our Bluff City chai. So they're packaging, putting our luxury tea bags.
And they do look luxurious, yes, I must say.
Yes, and it's the Bluff City chai I think they're working on. So that's some, for all our chai lovers out there, you can just smell the Indian chai and all of the spices.
Yes, you can.
Jonathan doesn't have smell-o-vision, y'all, but if you did, you would.
Look at the smile on my face. Look at the smile on my face, y'all.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need smell-o-vision. That's right. And you know, Jonathan, as we move from room to room, you see, in addition to the employees of My Cup of Tea, we have some beautiful sisters that come and just love to hang out with the employees of My Cup of Tea. We're all about building community, and these lovely ladies come and give of their time just wanting to get into the lives of our sisters. So we have a beautiful sisterhood of volunteers that come from Second Pres. Laura's one of them, and Sandy was in the other room, that just come and hang out and help and just, you know, love on these ladies. It's just a beautiful thing that happens here in the house. That's Sharon, and Sharon's getting the boxes ready. Oh, Jonathan, I must show you inside of every box, as beautiful as the outside of the boxes are, all the teacups that you saw the beautiful chandeliers made from, we decided to bring that into the inside of the box.
Okay, I did see that.
And if you notice, there's names on the teacups, and some of the teacups are left nameless at the moment. These names represent the current employees of My Cup of Tea.
Okay.
And then the names that are left to be put on the teacups will be our sisters who are going through the program at the Resource Center and who hopefully will be employed here at My Cup of Tea. So we left lots of empty teacups, hoping that the inside of our box will be filled one day with teacups hanging from the chandelier with employees' names on them. So we even brought that beautiful piece into the box and inside of every box, and then it speaks to us being cup holders, cup bearers for each other, and being sisters in each other's lives, and the transformative power that this and the Resource Center holds for these women who come and go through the doors of both of those. So I love that that is displayed here inside of our box.
Beautiful.
Now, if you come down, walk a little ways down here, you can see, you know, I spoke to you about how all of our branding was changing. So even our iced tea branding has changed. You can see the old branding that we had, but we're going to a new one, which is indicative of the house that you took a picture of out front. But on the back of every bag, we have the story and we have the house. So all the branding is changing to now show, it's kind of a show and tell, if you will, of just a little insight of what goes on here day to day. We've got the lovely sugars that I showed you, and we also, Jonathan, carry a wonderful line of honey sticks. Those are very popular, and we've got amaretto, lemon, mint, orange blossom, organic clover. So you can purchase these. These are very good for coffee or tea. You get a 10 count of the flavored honey sticks, and those are $3. These are online too, so we have those, and they do real well at the farmers market and in some of our venues where we have our products.
Happy customers. Not just customers, happy customers.
Yes,
right.
And buy from us.
So y'all, I take it that y'all like this tea?
Yes.
Yes.
It's absolutely beautiful here. It's so friendly and warm. It's signature.
I know where they live now. And they will be repeat customers. Doesn't that sound like to you, Jonathan?
Yes, absolutely. Y'all can't get rid of me now.
All right, Jonathan, I'd like you to meet one of my employees. This is Danielle. Now, you know, we talk about all the things that we're doing in Orange Mound, and that this is a facility for the women who live in the community, as well as being resourced. But what's special about Danielle is not, she is a transplant, if you will. So I would love for Danielle just to share with you how she got to Memphis and share her story. So, Danielle.
Hello, my name is Danielle Parker. I've been staying in Memphis, Tennessee for three years now. I came here August 2014. When I first got here, it was just me and my 5 children. I came down here because of my father. My father had told me do not move to Orange Mound because he had heard a lot of stuff about Orange Mound, and he didn't want his child and his grandchildren to be staying in Orange Mound. So I went against his will, and I ended up moving to a location called Robin Hood Apartments. So as I was going to pick up my children one day from the after-school tutoring, one of the workers from Neighborhood Christian Center had told me, her name was Miss Joyce, had told me that she had signed me up for a class, me not knowing it was about to be a class that was going to change my life. So I ended up coming to the class. It was a 14, 15, 16-week class. When I first got there, I didn't know how things was going to turn out. So it was amazing because once you walked into the house, you could just feel the warmth. You could feel the Spirit of the Lord and everything like that. So I continued to come not knowing that God had a purpose for me, and God was there with me the whole time. So once I end up completing the Work for Life class, I end up graduating and going to T for Life. Okay. Also, that is a, I think, 13 to 14 week class. I end up completing that class, end up coming to the tea house and doing my intern. Everything worked out well in my favor for me through the grace of God. Me not knowing all along that God had a purpose for me, and my purpose was to be here around these women that I call my spiritual family, which are my 2 spiritual mothers, and my spiritual father and my spiritual sisters. You know, every day is a test. You know, you never know what you're going to be up against, but you know, God say when you you might be weeping at night, but it's joy in the morning. So each morning that I step foot in this house, it's a brand new opportunity, a brand new mindset for me to start a journey and show forth Christ, show the light of Christ through me, you know. So everything's not perfect, but as I continue to come here, everything is being perfect for me. It helped me financially to support my children. I now have a family I can call my own because I only have my father here, and he's very busy, like doing work, and you know, he has his own life. So I come here for comfort, for classification of my daily life struggles, and I just come here just to be seen by other women that I don't know nothing about, but they also know something about me. We both have things that we know about each other about, so that's why I love this place. And I just want to say thank you, Mr. Rick, Miss Carrie, Miss Debbie, for everything y'all have done for me and done to complete me as I continue my path and journey on for the Lord. I'm a disciple in church, no longer a member of the church. I am a disciple. So everything I do, I got to show forth Christ. You know, it's not easy, but God knows my heart and He knows my mind. And most of all, I am blessed.
Well, that scripture says, you just brought to my mind, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So you go ahead in the Lord and you can do it.
Yes.
Keep Him first.
And I would like Elizabeth and Laura maybe to just tell you from their perspective just what coming here to the house and just the sisterhood that and the bond that they're building with our employees, what that means to them.
Okay.
Well, we've often said we need to get off Poplar Avenue and get into the communities to meet these women and become a part of their lives. And that's what we were challenged to do many years ago. And we ended up at the house at Orange Mound and then consequently down here at the tea house. So it has changed my life indefinitely. These women are just like me in so many ways, but our lives have turned out differently. But bottom line is we're just women. We're raising children. We're taking care of husbands the best way we know how. And life goes on. So it has been such an eye-opening experience for me to come here. It's where I feel completely at home in Orange Mound. There's not a day that I worry about coming to the tea house. There's always a smile on these women's face when I get there. So they minister to me probably more than I could ever minister to them.
That's beautiful.
It's been a joy.
That's beautiful.
And also getting to work with women from my own church that I never did before. So.
Absolutely.
It has been such a joy for me too. When I started, from the very beginning, when the Moores started the Orange Mound House, I was a part of it. And I never dreamed what a special part of my life, this opportunity to make new friends and to grow in the Lord with women that I had not known would be. And I think that the thing I love when I come to the tea house is it just does fill me with happiness and joy. I feel loved, and I love so many of the women that I've gotten to know that are truly my friends. And one of the things that was so exciting to me was to see how people who had never had an opportunity before, or maybe never been encouraged by anyone, or had an education like they might have wanted to, have so many gifts. They're just, when they are given the opportunity and given the encouragement, it's just really exciting to see how everyone has many gifts and many things to offer to the community and to the tea shop here.
Well said. Well said. Thank you so much for that.
823 production manager, who is my mini-me, if I can find her in here, which is Miss Phyllis Hubbard.
Yes.
Hey. Yes.
The lady of the hour.
The lady of the hour. So I love this lady, and I saw early on that she had strong leadership skills. So we have given her the keys to the castle here, and I know that if I am out and about for my cup of tea, that things are going to be taken care of here. She helps me with the farmers market. So she has the Cooper Young Farmers Market along with Sheryl and April every other week. So I just let them. I've gifted that to them, and they take it and run with it and do an exceptional job. But I want Phyllis to tell you how she got here and tell you a little bit about her story.
Okay.
I am an assistant manager here at My Cup of Tea, here to see about the daily operations and production of the outgoing and incoming products here at My Cup of Tea. I first started with, how I ended up at Cup of Tea, I started at the Resource Center, and over 2.5, maybe 3 years ago, the fall of 2014. And I worked there. I worked in the gardens. I did volunteer work around the house there. I studied the Bible study there, because once I was offered the class, I took the classes for months there and still attend. I'm not saying every week, but I do attend the Bible study there. But what brought me to the Resource Center was a bill that I had, and it was due. They was overcharging me on a light bill, another balance deposit or whatever, and I didn't have the money. So I looked for help, and that's where I ended up down here at the Resource Center, and they did help me. And by being thankful for it and feeling the spiritual feeling down at the Resource Center, I continued to stay down there and met friends on top of friends that turned out to be still great friends to me. But about 6 months into it, Mrs. Carey, Moore and Mr. Rick Moore about the tea company, and me and 2 other girls that were there working, you know, around the house doing volunteer work and stuff. She asked us, would we be interested in learning about the tea business? So we went home and researched it, and the more I scrolled, the more teas I found. And I was getting more interested because I done told the story too many times that the only tea I knew about was Lipton and Louisiana. That is what I grew up on. Green tea came in, but green tea wasn't no favorite of mine. But green tea now, I love all teas.
You're a connoisseur of tea now.
I'm a connoisseur of teas. I can smell it and tell you what it is now. So, but anyway, like I said, I'm the manager here now. We've been in this building, it'll be 2 years in November. Okay. But before that, we worked out of a one at the House Resource Center. We worked out of one little small room with all the supplies and the inventory and everything just crowded up on everybody down there until we got down here the following October. And the second week in November, something like that. But, and we been working along. We started out with 3 employees, as a matter of fact. And then as the ladies continued their work-life class and went through tea-life class, we hired more and more. So we up to 12 employees now. And my thing is, I love telling people what to do. So then that's one of the reasons I took the management position. It makes me
no shortage of honesty here.
No, sir. No modesty at all. But I love it. I love teaching people. I love working with people. And everyone here, we more like family than we are workers and co-workers and associates stuff. We more like sisters. And our momager here, Little Debbie, which is my little sister.
Miss Debbie.
Yeah, that's my little sister there. She's not my little mama.
She is my mini-me, for sure.
Yeah. She calls me her mini-me. But
she does a great job, Jonathan.
Yes.
Great job.
Thank you so much, Debbie.
So proud.
Thank you so much. But in getting back to the business part of this here, I love taking control. I love seeing our products go out. I don't like messy. I love everything to be perfect when I go out here, and I try to work with the ladies, you know, to get that same attitude and stuff. But we all work together. We cry, we laugh, we praise, we eat, we go out and party sometime together. But when it all comes back, we in here and we know what expected of us. They know what I expect of them. So we work in unison here, and it's great. The Christianity part is the most beautiful part here. Because as going through the resource center, whereas I was raised in a church, and I thought I got to know the Lord, you know, everything, but doing the Bible study down here, I'm learning more and more each day. And then as our conversations go on down here, it's always talking something Christian, you know. If it ain't nobody, I prayed for this and this happened, or Debbie, we need to pray today because so-and-so done happen. So we gather and hold hands and just get in a group and pray till we know we feel something coming on. And honey, I have to tell you, Debbie is a little prophet because when she prays, things happen, it moves, okay? And we just love it. But the thing here is just having the friendship, and then you don't have to worry about where your next paycheck coming from and stuff. You can pay your own bills. You don't have to go looking for handouts. You don't have to stay on government assistance. Yes.
Phyllis, you don't like working here, do you?
Hey, what you talking about? I told Miss Gary she ain't gonna get rid of me until she put me out on my head, okay? So I'm here.
Superstar.
I'm here for the long
Maybe
haul.
the next CEO of
She talks with such passion, and I can see it. I can see it in you, in your posture, your demeanor. I can hear it in your voice that you really enjoy what you're doing, and you have an entrepreneurial mindset. And that is important because in business, you got to run business as a business.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, at the end of the day.
Before I started here, I wouldn't talk in front of people. I was real shy, suffering depression and all of that. And when I got out and started going to these markets and stuff and to the big churches and stuff that we was invited to speak, I would get called out not knowing it. You know, but like I said, when you speak in front of crowds, so now you just really can't shit me up when I get
Look at you now.
I love it.
And Jonathan, I'd like for you to meet another sister We fondly call her Sassy. This is Miss Sandy.
This is
But
Sandy.
she is Sassy. But I'm going to
Miss
let
Sassy.
Yeah, she comes.
Well, when we first came to My Cup of Tea, well, there was 3 of us. Well, like you said, there was only 3, and we all worked together. But I learned that these are my dear sisters. It doesn't matter what color you are or where you've come in life. You meet them where they are, just like they meet us where their needs are. And it's just been one total blessing after another to be with these ladies. It really has. And I do call them my sisters. I really do.
Yes.
Friends, sisters, associates.
We're thankful for it.
This is beautiful. Look at this here. I tell
It
you.
really is beautiful.
All this.
Jonathan, I just wanted to bring your attention to a few things that we are so grateful for. Anyone who hears a buzz about My Cup of Tea and actually comes and entertains us for a little while, just as we're so grateful for you coming and just experiencing the tea first, but then really wanting to come and see what is the buzz all about. So here on the table I've got the new product line that we sent out as a press release 2 weeks ago to area TV stations, radios, newspapers, magazine publications, because we think that this new product line, the new recreation of the branding, which speaks to the story, it is just really, really phenomenal. So we wanted and are hoping to get a little buzz from that and some interest in that. The Commercial Appeal came and did a beautiful article in the business section of the paper. We're so very proud of that. We've had a couple of TV stations, 5 and 3, come and do stories. We're so grateful that they came and did that. We have been published in several magazines. Just recently, last week, it was the Memphis Business Journal, and this is another beautiful article that came out in the Memphis church community. And then right before the Obamas left office, Orange Mound was given this beautiful proclamation from Preserve America, just to represent the beautiful historical value of what's going on here in the community and the rebirth, the revitalization, if you will. Mm-hmm. So we were just really excited that our former president and first lady would give the community such a beautiful document. So we have that here for you to see as well.
And we are now at the Woodshop. This is where all the packaging and stuff goes down.
All right, Jonathan. Well, hey, you're going to see some heavy equipment up in here, okay?
Yeah.
These items, these drills and saws and things are normally for men, but not here in Orange Mound.
I see.
I've got some very gifted, talented ladies who love woodworking. Sharon took woodworking in high school, and so it was a natural fit for her when we said we were going to open a woodworking shop and create our boxes. And Doris is very gifted at that as well. But I'm going to let Phyllis take you from point A to point B of what takes place out here as we're building these beautiful handcrafted boxes.
Okay, our first step is after we get our lumber, we have to treat it. Our lumber coming in this color, but we treat it with a solution to make it antique looking, so we use a solution to put on this. And then we take and scratch the boxes up, we distress it, and what we said, distress. And after distressing it, we paint it with a white chalk paint.
Okay.
And behind the paint, we have to let these here dry at least a day. But once they dry, from beginning to end, it takes about 35 minutes to make a full box. That's running the insignia in it and all. And with Doris over here, once we paint the box, we take it and we grind it down and round the edges off of it, make it look like this box right here. So that's all. Grind it. Round the corners off and smooth it off, and then we take and we smooth the sides of the box, looking like this here. We take in the sander, a number 40 sandpaper, and we take the chalk paint off. And as you see the line, those are the lines we put in to distress the wood. And after distressing the wood and sanding it, we brings it over here and we emboss it with our signature, which is in my cup of tea. And on the bottom of our tins, on the bottom of our boxes, is branded with Made in Orange Mound. By the latest of, or it should say by the latest of Orange Mound.
Look at that.
Branded in Orange Mound, Tennessee.
Not in China.
Not in China. This is USA made now.
Orange Mound.
Yeah,
all right.
Orange Mound made. So we use the miter saw. We have air guns. We have the air tank. We have sanders and grinders. Jeremy is showing you how to measure it up, measure your stick off, and to make our small boxes, which is running real good right now for small boxes. She knows how to put this down. She knows how to lock it down, don't you, Sherry?
Yes, ma'am.
And put it up there. She knows very well how to cut them. There you go.
Right.
Those make our small boxes.
Putting out some product up in here.
Putting out some product. We can build a house now if you want us to. We will try. We will try. Hey, Miss Sue. Yes, we will try. So our end, this is our end product of the large boxes, the end product, Made in Orange Mound, and our small end product. So
it has that rustic kind of look to it. Yes. That kind of makes it feel. It makes it all that more much authentic.
Right, right, yeah. and it's more personal to us.
Yes, exactly.
Make it our own style.
You know, right now, Jonathan, this whole barn wood, distressed barn wood, whole look is really making a significant comeback, and so many homes are really going toward that in their decor. So we just said, heck, we got something that we can do that's going to fit right into that you know, new look that they're doing, the whole farmhouse look. Exactly. So we feel like those distressed boxes that we've got are multi-purpose, and they'd be beautiful in your farmhouse looking decor.
This is really very inspiring. It has really changed lives. It's incredible what this has done. And it's just a God thing. That's all it is. Just a God thing. Everywhere you look, you see improvement, self-esteem being raised, talent, and love.
Yes, lots of love.
Sharon, would you say I said it right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, this has been awesome, ladies. I sure appreciate you showing me your talents and crafts. Most importantly, that you guys actually package this. This is a full-fledged distribution center.
Absolutely. People wouldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And right now, people, that's where we need to get the word out, because people still don't know what goes on in the little house. So.
Look at that.
Yes, we do. Beautiful.
T.N. packaging.
Yes.
All right. Well, there you have it. Well, thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
All right.
We love you.
Very briefly, the way that you get to this tea house is you come through the house. And originally I came to the house. I knew it was a resource center for women, but I didn't know exactly what that entailed. Did it mean domestic violence or just what was going on over there? And certainly I didn't have those issues to deal with, but I found out that it just had a little bit of everything. But what drew me in is the Bible study, because I'm an unchurched person, and Bible study was an opportunity to fellowship with spiritual-minded women and to discuss God's Word, which is what I love to do. And once I got there, I found out, oh, by the way, we have certain classes, we have sewing classes, we have gardening, we have this for you to do, and we have also a training program for employment. I said, I'm not working, and I've got time, so why not? And that's what I did. The first component of employment here is Work for Life, which shows how work is God intended and how we got disconnected from God through our own ways, and it's a blessing actually. Because, well, I can't speak for everyone, but I tell you what tends to happen. When you tell your friends things, sometimes you hear it again.
Amen to that.
And when you tell your family something, sometimes they use it again.
Exactly.
But if you tell someone who you know, you've been coming to class, they've been praying for you, they want the best for you, they're trying to help you achieve what you're trying to achieve, which is go through the class to get to the job, then you can, there's a safety there. You can tell them, you don't really know them, but they really kind of know you. You can tell them, and it's safe. It's safe. You can leave it right there. You haven't told your cousin who's going to remind you about it down the line. And it's just a good thing for women. I wish you guys had it, but us women have this right here. And it's a good thing.
Wow. This is beautiful. Well, I certainly appreciate you laying that out and really articulating, you know, what this is not only for the community, but what it more importantly means to you. And that does resonate not only with me, but those that will look at this and see can really get a feel in depth, because you talk with so much passion about what you're saying. And it's really heartfelt, and it's hard to not look at a segment and really not understand if you don't have any understanding of what My Cup of Tea is. It's way bigger than a cup of tea.
It is.
It's way bigger than that. And you guys have given us the opportunity to really just take a look and see what you guys are really about. So for that, I appreciate it. Thank you for the time. And we'll definitely be back. That's for sure. I got my little tea stash here.
Well, we'll be here with teapot in hand.
Appreciate it.
Here, as you come into the house, she receives you, she welcomes you, she talks about all the beautiful opportunities that take place here at the house, and she will offer you a nice cup of tea or coffee here. So this is Tanzetta, and this is Miss Mary, one of our lovely visitors. She comes to Bible study and to some of the other activities that take place here at the house, and she's here just visiting with Tanzetta for a little while, awaiting the Bible study to take place.
All right, Miss Tanzetta and Miss Mary.
Yes.
All right.
Nice. Now I'm in another area of the house where we resource the women with our work life program. This is Mr. Tommy, and he is a certified work life facilitator, and he can speak a little bit about work life and faith and finance, and he's just sharing with one of our lovely ladies that have come into the house today about what's going on with work life and faith and finance.
Yes, so it's definitely an honor and privilege to be a facilitator for the work life program. The work life program is designed to implement faith of God, to help the students to understand what it means to have a strong relationship with God, with themselves, with other, and with the world and work. So my job is just to be able to help students along to be better used in society. And not only that, it's a personal development, it's a work-life development, and it's somewhat coaching with even personal things in their own lives in order to help them become even better. So it's not as that a person don't know God, but we strengthen that, and we strengthen the giftings and the talents that they have in order to be better used in this time that we have.
Okay, good deal. So tell me, how's the work that you do here, how has it impacted the community in terms of the ministry and what's actually happening in terms of the growth and development of the women here?
Well, it's amazing because you have different organizations that have some things like this, but I love this organization because it's really walking with the women side by side. Mm-hmm. It's not giving information. It's not, well, we have a hotline or whatever. Right. It's, what's your name? What's your age? What's your interest? What are the things on our list that you may be interested in that we can walk with you and help you get more education, get your GED. You might like to sew. You want to learn that. You might want to learn how to cook. You might want to know how to garden. You might want to know it's just a array of things. Mm-hmm. So to have an organization that can actually walk with the women, because we live in a society that people do a lot of talking, but they're not willing to live community. And community means you have to walk with people. That means you learn from them, and they learn from you. And I think that's what makes it so great because it actually represents community.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
That's
sir.
good. You guys are definitely doing a good work here.
Thank you.
And I'm really, really impressed by the fact that this is a whole separate side of the actual tea business that actually nurtures and caters to brokenness, which is something that's prevalent not only just in this community but all over the world. So the work that's being done here is definitely a plus and definitely helping a lot of people and producing, more importantly, some very productive women out of this place.
Yes, absolutely.
And I have seen that firsthand based on the things that I saw over at the production house. So you guys are doing good work. Continue doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right.
Okay, another room that I'd like to show you while you're here at the Resource Center is the beauty shop.
Oh, okay.
And just look at this beautiful facility that is just ready and waiting for Rosalind Willis.
Wow.
Rosalind, you met at the tea production company, is one of my employees, but her dream is to one day have a salon, a beauty shop. She loves all things beauty. So Rosalind began her formal education this week. She is entered into the beauty school here in Memphis, one of the premier beauty schools, and she is working toward certification in all things beauty. And when she has completed that curriculum, this beautiful place will be ready and waiting for her to make all the women in Orange Mound beautiful.
Good deal. Good deal. And little in-house beauty shop.
Yes, it is. And this room, and I hate that they're not here today working, but this is where the magic of threads takes place. Oh. You can see these beautiful top-tier sewing machines were gifted to this resource center, and the ladies who are gifted in the area of seamstress work come in and create all those beautiful creations that I showed you at the 823 production. So this is where this magic takes place.
Very nice, very nice. So they get a whole lot of skill set here.
They do, they do. This is just another beautiful piece of this house. Now I have a very special guest that I would like to introduce you to. When you were at 823 production facility, we introduced you to our special lady, Carrie Moore. Well, this is the husband and the brains behind the Carrie Moore. This is Mr. Rick Moore. And I cannot say enough accolades and words to describe what this couple means to me and to my cup of tea and to the employees in my cup of tea. We love them. These are our spiritual parents, if you will.
All
but
right.
they also have hearts as big as the world and love for this community as wide as the circle that goes around the world, and just their love for this community and to see this community thrive and come back to its original glory. They are lovely, lovely people who are benefactors and make everything that you have seen here at the house today and everything that you experienced at My Cup of Tea happen. So right now I'd really like for Mr. Rick to share his thoughts and his heart on the resource and My Cup of Tea.
Debbie, you're very kind. The vision and the creativity comes from Debbie and Carrie. I'm more the admin guy and the finance guy. They have the idea of how to engage women. And particularly, we belong to a long-standing, very old, prominent church here in Memphis. And we wanted to work on building race relation reconciliation. And to do that, you got to get people out of our beautiful facility and into where other people are. And so the idea of having a resource center here in the middle of Orange Mound was Carrie's idea, and then get her very capable and well-resourced friends and people at our church to come in here and work with the people in Orange Mound. And we found this house, and it was in considerable disrepair, but when we got into it, it really is a beautiful old house. It was originally built in the very early 1900s. It was part of a old plantation farm community here. And as we got into it, the lady who sold it to us worked for a church, and then the builder was right around the corner, and he was excited about things being redone in Orange Mound, and he has a heart for Orange Mound. So the two of us rehabbed it. I think you may have seen old parts of buildings here in Orange Mound. Yes. The classroom tables are actually old doors that we put glass tops on the top of where we have classes, and now this was some old furniture we found and then refinished. Okay. But the idea was to make a place, which is called The House. We couldn't think of another name for it, so it's The House, is a resource center, and we work with the Neighborhood Christian Center, which is a long-time charitable group here in Memphis on rebuilding and taking care of folks with critical or acute poverty needs. And have classes in here, have it a safe place, and have it a place where women felt like they could learn and advance. And then those that had an interest or wanting to, we would employ them down at the tea company. Now the tea company kind of came to us as almost a gift. We had completed the resource house, and it had been open for about a year. And a lady who goes to church with us was ready to get out of her tea business. She had it kind of as a hobby business. Okay. And wanted it to be something effective for helping people, and found out what we were doing. So we bought the tea company for $10.
Oh my. Wow.
But with that, we also got Debbie, because she was the heart and soul of making the tea company work, and all the contacts, and that gave us a starting place to build up a business, which we're just now getting to what I call a tipping point, where we might be able to make it, if not profitable, at least break even, hopefully, on cash flow. But it gave people, women in Orange Mound, a place if they went through a course called Work Life, and then which teaches you about a job, how to have a job, how to interview, what you need to be looking at, and then a shorter class called Faith and Finance, which teaches them how to look after and manage their money after they have a job. Now, if they had an interest in working in Tea Life, Debbie put them through an extensive course in Tea Life. In fact, I would bet the ladies at that house know more about tea than most anybody here in town, including any of my friends, and including me. But we could offer them a job where they could then learn what it is to be reliable and accountable, and have a product that they could be proud of, that they had done something with and was available to the public, and hopefully would help them build a resume where they could then go to either continuing with the tea company if it continues to grow, or get another job with someone else, because they would have verifiable business work experience. And it's been a life changer for a lot of the ladies down there. I think you may have met and talked with some of them, but it's been a beautiful process of educating, helping, resourcing, and building relationships out on a kind of a bigger scale picture. The only way you're going to ever improve race relations is that you do it with relationships. You're not going to do it by throwing money at it. You're not going to do it by saying we got a program. You got to know that Debbie is Debbie and April is April, not a person at the tea company, not a person in Orange Mound.
Absolutely.
So if you build relationships, and consequently we feel like we've got a lot of friends here in Orange Mound that you get to know, because you're part of their community and part of their life. So that's kind of the history of it. We're trying to get the IRS to recognize us as a non-governmental agency and a 501c3.
Okay.
They're a little slow in doing that, but they'll eventually get around to it. But it has an opportunity for people, and Memphis is in general a giving community, but they want to put resources and assets into something they see is growing and changing people's lives, not just here's my money, do whatever you want with it. They want to see things happening. And so I think the Neighborhood Christian Center with this resource house and My Cup of Tea gives people with a real heart for improving relations and improving people's situation in this community an opportunity to invest in and participate in. Unfortunately, Memphis, the statistic came out today, just about 1 in 5 of all the people in the Memphis community live at the poverty line below, which is an unacceptable number. Unfortunately, also in Memphis, poverty often equates to African American and wealth often equates to white, and you've got to bridge both of those problems. As you improve income and improve relationships, you also improve knowing people and bringing the whole community up. Right now, I think we've got 12 people at the tea company right now. A couple have moved on, and we probably have right now about 30 volunteers. I'd say full-time, but I don't know what a full-time volunteer is, but we have 30 volunteer women from our church that work here with the women here in Orange Mound at the Resource House. And we've had, probably 20 more have an interest, but just haven't been able to do it on any kind of a consistent basis. So the idea is working. We just need to grow it and get more folks to know about it and be a part of it, because it's a people industry. You gotta have one-on-one relationships, knowing people in order to make it happen.
Absolutely. You know, as I was sitting there listening to you talk, you know, Orange Mound has a stereotype in conjunction to the city of Memphis. And one of the things that really, really stuck out with me and was very impressive is the fact that, you know, you could have done this anywhere in the city of Memphis. You know, there are a lot of, you know, fortunate places, a lot of better places that you could have started this whole ministry as well as company. But I see that what you've done and how you guys have come together and you have empowered the women to really project and live stream and add value, and not just value to the community, but value to themselves first. Because one thing, when you're able to feel value within yourself, then you're able to project that, and it is something that, you know, not only beneficial to them, but it's beneficial to the community as well. So as I was telling Debbie, I really am just fascinated by this whole concept. Initially, when I had come across you guys, it was just about the tea. I had tasted the tea and I pretty much wanted to know. It is good tea. It's some good tea. I tasted the tea and I'm like, well, let me check out this place and see where it's at. And I Googled it. Memphis, Orange Mound, okay. And so I came down here, talked to your lovely wife and a few of the individuals here. And it was then that I really got to see the impact of what you guys are doing on a larger scale. And it's just not about the tea, is just one facet of it, but it's just about, not just about the tea, but it's more or less bringing, as you have said, bringing and gapping people together. And you are so right, you're right on target with the relationships in Memphis. They're suffering, the city is suffering in a lot of ways, and it takes more of what you're doing to bring this city and bring the people together. So for that, I'm very, very, very impressed.
Well, thank you, and we certainly want the city to grow and be successful. Both Carrie and I grown up here, other than being in college or military service or other education. We've grown up and lived here. My grandfather was a general practitioner, doctor, and graduated from what is now UT. It was a medical college in Memphis in 1898 and set up his practice. So, I mean, we've been here for forever, and it's had good times and it's had bad times. But Orange Mound has a great and unique history in the African American community, and just part of the reason we're here is the juxtaposition of this part of Orange Mound and the very affluent part of town, which is literally just across the tracks.
Right.
We're 2 blocks from the Memphis Country Club, which is, I think, the oldest and perhaps certainly one of the most prestigious country clubs in town. And that borders right next to Chickasaw Gardens, which is a huge upscale community area. So people start to realize that you have a place called Orange Mound, but it's not that far out of reach for being at Chickasaw Gardens or at a country club, and our church is a mile or so to the east of here. But if you said, we're going to take you into Orange Mound or to a depressed neighborhood, folks start to get uptight.
Exactly.
But when you start seeing that the people are people, and yeah, there's a railroad track you got to go across, but they didn't change color, they didn't change beliefs just because they crossed the railroad track.
Right.
So it's made it a real, well, it's made it easier to get folks to be really interested.
So yeah, we definitely appreciate you taking some time to sit down with us and you know, share somewhat of the history and your role in this whole process and how this has come about. And my job here is basically just to turn on the light and to let everybody know what you guys are doing. More importantly, that you guys are even here. And this, you know, is a vehicle of which, you know, we can let people know and possibly bring awareness to My Cup of Tea, and not only that, but the great work that it's doing in the community here in Memphis as well as Orange Mound.
We're very honored and appreciative of your interest, and maybe it'll be like what it discussed in the novel, where you put a light on a hill for folks to see it. Maybe you will be the hill that opens it up and more folks have an opportunity to learn and know about it and change your way of thinking. It changes your view when you really get down there on one-on-one, as opposed to looking at a class or a group or a definition. You want to look at a person, an individual, and they all have a story. And a lot of folks have not had the opportunity to develop to their full potential just because of where they lived or the color of their skin or something like that. So we can start changing a little bit of that. It'll make all of us a much better community.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Well, there you have it.
invite you in to another room of the house. This is Miss Merlene, who is the director of the Women's Resource Center here at the house. And this lovely lady carries on all of the administrative responsibility and the directorship of the house. So I wanted to bring you in so that you could get a sneak peek of the behind the scene lady, if you will. My lovely sister and my friend. We have lots of conversations in the chair that you're sitting in right there.
Yeah.
She supports me and I support her, and we have a great affinity and love for each other. But I wanted to bring you in and just allow her to share her heart about the house and what goes on here and the impact that it has here in the community. So, Miss Merlene.
Miss Merlene, my friend, how are you?
Thank you so much. I am doing great. Thank you for asking, Jonathan. The house is part of Neighborhood Christian Center. We are in partnership with Neighborhood Christian Center, almost like under the umbrella of them. And the house is a place where we empower women. We want women to be able to stand on their own, and we offer programs that does just that. Programs like the one that Debbie has working is the T-Life program, and we have the Work Life. But we seem to find that the majority of our women come from our Bible study program, which has a huge impact on the women. We also offer computer skills. We offer threads, which is our word for sewing, and we offer gardening. So we can help the ladies to learn how to eat healthy or to cook healthy.
Yes.
And we have in the winter, for those of you we're setting up our winter garden. So if you want to come in and plant you some vegetables, some winter vegetables, you're more than welcome to come out and put your name on the list.
All right.
And we have also our GED program is kicking off real soon. And we have painting for those ladies who just want to relax themselves and paint and feel just good about themselves and their skills. Jonathan, is there anything that you need from me?
Well, actually, yes.
Okay.
I would like to know, Miss Merlene. You have obviously been here and you have seen a lot of women come through these doors, revolving doors.
Yes.
And a lot of success stories I'm sure that you can, attest to. What is the biggest thing that you get out of coming in here every single day in this program and what it has to offer?
The program is not just benefiting the women. The program also benefits the men who come from maybe never worked before, never had a job before, now take ownership in a job. And women that we see who have come to the house riding bicycles are now driving, or women who have been in apartments now reaching out, trying to get their own home. That's the success stories that we want to get across to people, that you don't have to stay bound. You don't have to stay in the position that you are. And we're offering the resources that can help you get to your desired goal. And that's what we're trying to teach and elevate the women and let them know that God does not want them to be bound with fear that they come in here with, and the depressed. We've seen women come in here and before they can get through the door, they're crying. Those same women are leaving out rejoicing and saying, "Hey, my sister," or "I love you." Words that they never hear on the street. They can come here and be embraced and be told that, "Sister, I love you, and whatever your problem is my problem too, and we're going to work through it together."
All right. It certainly sounds like you guys are just one big family around here. I tell you, from one house to the other, it's just an extension of just nothing but love.
That's exactly right.
And this is beautiful. This is, this is what communities need more of, because this is something that is going to, most women, if not all, at some point have been mothers or will be mothers, and some may never have that experience. But every single one of us come from a woman. And, they are nurturing, and that's what they were made to be.
Yes.
And if they're not who they were made to be, guess what? that spills out into society, into a lot of different areas. So
Yes.
y'all are as I said earlier, y'all are the fueling station here. You get them in here to basically get them fixed up, and you send them back out to society, and they are productive and have that go and get up about themselves that they may have not had until they've come across someone or a place like such.
Right. You know, Jonathan, we understand where these women's hearts are, and we know that they're all Christ followers. And one thing that I have failed to mention is that, and I think Miss Merlene will agree with me, we are experiencing a little slice of heaven right here on earth, because one day we're going to live with one another for eternity. And I think that it's a beautiful picture now of what you've seen and what you've witnessed today. It's just a little vision of what we are going to be together in eternity. You know, sisters now on earth, but sisters for eternity. And so we are building that, and we are starting to look like what we will ultimately live in when we get to our eternal home.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
All right, well, there you have it from Miss Debbie and Miss Merlene. And yes, I have enjoyed this, and I'm telling you, you guys have really made an impact on not only me, but I'm sure that somebody that sees this, they're going to, if they didn't know where Memphis or Orange Mound was or knew anything about it before this video, you certainly will know when this is aired. Good. So you guys definitely need to be recognized for the great work that you're doing here, and more importantly, and just as equally as important, this great product of a tea that you guys have. So I've enjoyed it thoroughly, and look forward to some more.
Well, Jonathan, we want to say too, there's a verse that, as you were speaking, it just reminded me in Hebrews that says, "Be careful to entertain strangers, for by doing so, some have entertained angels unaware." Today we feel like that you, for us, have been an angel unaware who God sent to this beautiful community to make people aware of what He is doing over here. He's doing, and all of the horrible news that you hear about Memphis and Orange Mound, that there is a beautiful thing, and we acknowledge, and God just spoke that in my spirit, we acknowledge today that you were the angel that we entertain today, that is going to be the mouthpiece for us, the wordsmith, if you will, to tell people about the good things that are happening over in Orange Mound.
Yeah.
Well, Debbie, I'm certainly humbled by that. I'm just a small piece of the puzzle, and you know, some things just need to be told. There are some stories that you cannot know unless they are told.
That's right.
And this is one of those stories that needs to be told.
Well, we are so grateful. I mean, from the bottom of our hearts, we are so grateful for you coming today. But you are an angel.
You are, Jonathan, and thank you for being obedient.
Yes.
Because Lord sought you out.
Yes.
And you heard the call.
Yes.
You answered the call, and then you sought us out.
That's right.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. We appreciate you.
Well, thank you all. Okay, YouTubers, and there you have it. We are on site at My Cup of Tea, and we've just been entertained and shown around the facilities and seeing what this marvelous place does. More importantly, the outreach ministry that they are representing. This business has a lot to offer outside of just a good cup of tea, but just good fellowship. And what I have found here amongst these women is a spirit of unity, more than importantly than that, love, that they are family and they're tight-knit. And they put out some good product. As you guys have seen, they put out some good product. And not only that, but they make their own packaging. So I'm going to send a shout out here out of Memphis, Tennessee. And ladies, say hello to everybody. Hello. All right, and we are coming from Orange Mound, Memphis, Tennessee, representing. And there you have it. You guys have been on another episode of Information Station JW, where you can get information and reviews that you know you can count on. Until next time, peace.